What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Maria is Angelina Jolie's newest Oscar buzz film, and it is out on Netflix today, and I watched it. This film, and I've probably said this a lot this year, and it's something that I'm working on. It wasn't on my radar until I started to really get into this year's Oscar buzz, and what I mean by that is that a lot of people, that saw it before, heard things, put Angelina high on the list for, you know, probability for Best Actress. And we'll talk about her in a minute, but the film in general, it almost feels like once a year at this point. It's kind of an interesting thing. The Netflix will either release a movie um, that gets a lot of attention for a performance or a story. And more than half of the time, it feels like that movie that they will release is about a musical figure. Last year we had Maestro, and I really, really actually enjoyed Maestro. It has its problems, and that's okay. Bradley Cooper is just quite good in that film. And to me, that is the best part about that film. There's a lot of common threads here. I haven't seen this director's other work, though I have a feeling from what I hear it is similar. What Angelina Jolie gives us in the story about Maria is it's the last few days of her life. And you follow the choices that she makes, the things that are happening, and like she thinks are happening, and then her trying to get her voice back as an opera singer. It overall worked for me. I mean, I got everything out of this film that I wanted it to, and I was thoroughly entertained. And I'm also going to try to mention this when I feel like it's necessary. The cinematography in this film feels also special compared to the past couple films that I mentioned about it. There are certain parts that are black and white, and I'm putting it through the filter in my head and trying to understand if there's certain things that is supposed to mean, or trying to connect the dots a little bit. This film isn't 100%. I understood it like almost to a T, though like I said, I'm just putting the tiny dots together. And then this is so I just got done watching it like 15 minutes ago. It's not as straightforward as you might have thought. And that's okay. I like a complex, real life story about a real life person that, it tries to put you in the head of this is what they're going through. See, the one piece that I've tried to dodge the past few minutes here is Angelina Jolie. I mentioned with Maestro that Bradley Cooper was my favorite part about that film. The same thing goes here. Angelina Jolie once again gives an Oscar nomination worthy performance. She has a really difficult task in this film, playing this character of Maria, because it isn't just playing the character of Maria, it's playing the character of Maria in her last week or her last few days. It gives itself to a different task, and she excels at it. I mean, that isn't really a huge surprise. She's a two-time Oscar winner, but it does really feel like she excels here. She feels like she's in her, her zone in this film. And there's a few scenes in particular where I'm like, that, with the performances that I've seen this year, that I do have a feeling have a good chance in the same category that she'd be in, being Best Actress. She's gonna hold her own, I think, and I do think she just got a Golden Globe nomination, um, which is a completely different discussion than the Oscars, but it's still worthy of the appreciation. But no, she definitely feels like she excels here. She's I mean, the whole film is practically on her shoulders. And I'm 95% sure there's only probably like 3 frames of this film that she isn't in. She finds a way to make the character feel like someone you can almost relate to. And the choices that she makes in this film, she, makes you feel for her and why she's making some of these choices. And she also makes you feel for this character in a different way. And I don't want to spoil anything, but with those choices that she makes, it leads to certain things. And it makes you feel for that character. And I just think it did that really well. Angelina Jolie is known for being a very experienced actor and a great one at that. And she's in her, she's in her zone here. And so the best part about this film is Angelina Jolie. I do have a few minor complaints, and I don't want to get into spoilers, but it does feel like at some points in the middle of the story, and even a little bit of the beginning, it did lose me a little bit. And that's no fault of its own. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I think if you trim like 10 or 15 or 20 minutes off of this, you could have something really, really great. Also, I didn't mention this. The musical sequences in this film are actually phenomenal. There's been a lot of musicals this year, or a lot of musical sequences in movies this year. These ones definitely stand out to me as some of the best. And again, it's all due to Angelina Jolie. Just giving her all and just absolutely excelling. So this film is absolutely deserving of the praise that it got as the performances. It does feel a little slow at times. It lost me a little bit here and there. But overall, I'm very much satisfied with what I got. I learned something that I didn't know anything about the person before. And I pretty much had no expectations for the film besides for the performance. And at that, my expectations were surpassed. So this film is definitely worth a watch. It's on Netflix. Give it a watch. Maybe give it some love. I'll leave it up to you. I give Maria a B or a 3.5 out of 5 stars. That is the Maria review. I did want to mention, I'll get out of here very quickly here. I did want to mention I am newly reinstating myself onto Letterboxd. I posted a QR code on my community page on this channel that would lead you directly to my Letterboxd. I just got done doing my Letterboxd review for this film right before I recorded this. And basically there, anytime I rewatch a film, I will give it a star rating and talk about what worked, what didn't work a little bit. So it's a kind of an inside look at the kind of things I watch on a daily basis or rewatch on a daily basis. But yeah, thank you guys all for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it, because I certainly did. Gonna probably be one of the last films of the year. It's a busy season for everyone. But anytime I see a new film, or simply a film, and I'll talk about this more at the end of the year when we make some bigger changes, which are coming, I'm just going to start talking about films willy-nilly. Whatever film I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about it. It's that simple. Anyway, peace out, like, and subscribe.